Let's go over exactly how to test for a yokai and no evidence nightmare runs in Phasmophobia. So the first way is going to be less reliable, and it's not really a way that I would really recommend doing, but I will go over it because it is a possible way. So the yokai has a strength that it can hunt you at 80% sanity if you are talking near it. One way is to get your sanity around just below 80% and then start trying to just talk to the ghost in the ghost room, saying whatever you want. You can talk about its mom, you can talk about his sister, maybe you can find a spot that he doesn't like. Who knows? Either way, you just want to be talking around the ghost room and see if it's going to trigger that hunt at such a high sanity. One way that I would recommend doing it is by setting up motion sensors in the room, or you can also set up salt or go towards interactions that happen and just keep on talking and agitating the ghost. And let me show you an example of exactly how that's going to work. Guess you're over here. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. That's how you trigger a hunt with the yokai.
That our sanity is at 72%.
So again, this is more difficult to pull off, and it's not really the way I would recommend doing it. I would recommend doing a yokai test during the hunt. So let's go over how to do that and go over exactly how this works first. While hunting, yokais can only detect electronic equipment, and if you talk around it, at 2.5 meters, compared to other ghosts, which can detect your electronic equipment at 7.5 meters, and they can hear you talking at 9 meters. So what I recommend doing is grabbing a flashlight, a lighter, and a smudge stick, and then going to a room away from the ghost room and then closing the door. Which, by the way, this is kind of a neat little trick that I've found where if you are caught off guard during a hunt, just go into a room and close the door, and ghosts seem to be less likely to roam there. But either way, what you're going to want to do is close the door to the room, wait for the hunt to start, and then when the hunt starts, turn on your flashlight, or you can make noises with the radio or talk to it and see if the ghost is going to come into the room that you are in. Now, I definitely recommend standing back a little bit from the door as you think it's getting closer to you, so that way if it does come in and you can rule out a yokai, you can then smudge it and run to safety. This is definitely tricky to pull off and kind of hard to learn at first. I know it was for me, because there's also some questions of, well, what if the ghost just happened to roam in there on its own and it was not attracted by my electronic equipment? What else you can do is also hide behind the kitchen islands and then turn on your flashlight and see if the ghost is going to turn around and come for you. Or you can also hide in the living room on Willow Street and look through the door if you were on that map to see the ghost behavior and see if it's going to come towards you after you activate your flashlight or your radio. You can also use other electronic equipment as well. I just find the flashlight to be more useful because typically if I'm doing a no evidence run, I'm going to also test for a myling and a yokai kind of at the same time, along with a raiju, I guess you could say as well, since they speed up around electronics. But either way, we're not talking about them. So let's go through some examples of exactly how this is going to look like. So I'm going to be hiding in this closed room at first, and we're just going to see what it looks like for the ghost to come towards us. All right, so the hunt is starting. The ghost is in the basement, so it's going to come up. And what we are going to look for is, now that we have this on, is the ghost going to come for us? And it is, and that thing is really fast. So since it came in as soon as we turned on our flashlight, we would know that we could rule out a yokai. Now, this is what you're going to be looking for behind the Willow Street door. Really, as a side note, looking behind this door to observe the ghost is a great way to start to look for certain hunt behaviors. So don't be afraid to stand there behind the door and look at it. And if the ghost does get closer to you, you can always smudge it and run away after. So what we are looking for with this is we're going to turn on our flashlight and the ghost should immediately come towards us. See how it walked away and now it turned back around when we activated our flashlight? That's all that's important. That's all that matters to us. As we're now, you know, just showing off a bit. Get a little bit faster. We don't even have to use our smudge. All right. But now let's take a look at what hiding behind a kitchen island would look like and what you are looking for. So, ghost is in the basement, but now we're just going to wait for it to come up here, and what we want to see is the ghost to pick one way. See how it was not coming for us, and then it decided to. So that's how we know that the ghost is not a yokai. Now we'll take that closed door example, and this is what's going to happen with the yokai. So as you can see, no matter how many times we activated our radio or our flashlight or anything, the ghost did not roam to us at all. Now here's another example of the ghost not picking up. What I want you to do with this one is look at how close the objects are that's being thrown, as we never could actually see the ghost, but you can tell the ghost was definitely in that laundry room. Like I said, this is going to take some time to get used to, but with enough practice, you can eventually get the hang of it. And another thing that can take a while to kind of get the hang of is looking for the Obake shapeshift. But if you click or tap the screen now, you can watch my advice on how to spot that as a beginner player. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.